You beloved child, be still in my presence, and let the chaotic sounds of the world fade behind you. For this moment is not like every other moment. A door is opening before you, not with a loud noise that makes everyone aware, but through a deep and hidden movement that comes from eternity. I am calling you to step out of the familiar land, the place where you once took refuge, where you cried, where you learned the lesson of waiting, where you grew through wounds that I healed. That land has served its purpose. It has refined you, held you, and taught you what it means to trust when you cannot yet see the way. But my child, what was once a shelter is not always the place where you must remain forever. There are seasons I use to protect you, and there are also seasons when I call you to step out, so that what I have placed within you will not be buried beneath fear, habit, or safety that has lasted too long. Listen to me with a tender heart, for I do not speak this word to lift you into pride, but to awaken within you a holy awareness of what I have prepared. You are not here on earth by accident. You are not a drifting fragment among a nameless crowd. Before you knew how to call yourself by name, I knew you. Before you uttered your first cry in this world, I saw the journey you would walk through. When you were still being formed in secret within your mother's womb, my eyes were upon you with unchanging love. I saw every feature, every ability, every calling, every season of trial, and every day when you would rise stronger after the moments when it seemed you had fallen. Not one heartbeat of yours lies outside my care. Not one tear falls without being remembered by me. Not one stretch of road, even the one you once thought was a wrong turn, lies beyond the power I can use to lead you to this very hour. And now, my child, your name is being mentioned within an arrangement greater than what your eyes can see. Not because you have made yourself worthy through achievements, and not because you have always been strong, whole, and without stumbling. I choose you not based on outward radiance, but based on what I know I can accomplish through a heart that allows me to shape it. There were times when you quietly said yes to me when no one witnessed it. There were nights when you still clung to faith, even while your heart was full of questions. There were seasons when you continued walking even when there was no applause, no one who understood, and no clear sign before your eyes. Those small acts of faithfulness have released a fragrance before me. You thought they had been forgotten, but I kept them like precious seeds. And now the time has come for them to begin breaking open and bearing fruit. Do not be surprised when you feel that something in your life is beginning to shift direction. Do not be afraid if the things that once felt stable begin to feel too narrow. When I prepare to bring you into a new space, I often cause the old place to lose its power to hold you back. Doors that once opened easily may close. Connections that once supported you may change their role. Old dreams may begin to feel small before the new vision I place within you. This is not a sign of loss, but a sign of transition. A tree cannot bear new fruit if it keeps holding on to dry leaves forever. A river cannot reach the vast sea if it keeps longing for a familiar bend. You are the same. You cannot enter the abundance I have prepared if your feet are still anchored in a land whose mission has already been completed. I have sent my messengers near you, not to confuse you, but to guard your steps during this transition. They carry light, guidance, and protection from my throne. You may not see them with your natural eyes, but you will recognize their work through the things I arrange: a timely obstruction, an unexpected meeting, a word of encouragement when you are close to discouragement, a door opening after many days when you thought everything had ended. They do not come to take my place in your life, but to serve my will for you. They are sent because this new journey is important, because the place I am bringing you to does not concern you alone, but also concerns those who will be touched through the light I have placed in your life. Remember Abraham. the one who heard my voice calling him to leave his homeland, his relatives, and his father's house to go to the land I would show him. He did not hold a complete map in his hands. He was not given every detail from the beginning, nor did he know every turn that waited ahead. But he walked because he trusted that the one who called him was faithful. And from that quiet step of obedience, I opened a covenant, a stream of blessing, and a story far beyond human imagination. Do you see? Great journeys often begin with an invitation to leave what is familiar. There are promised lands that can only be seen by those who dare to release old security in order to hold on to my voice. I do not need you to understand everything before you go. I only need you to trust that the hand leading you is the hand of your Father. A hand that never leads you into ruin, but into the fulfillment of my good purpose. Therefore, my beloved child, do not belittle yourself with words of doubt. Do not say that you are too small, too weak, too late, or too lacking in ability. I know your limits clearly, and that is precisely why I say that. My power will be revealed through you. A vessel used in my hand does not need to boast that it is pure gold. It only needs to be placed rightly, cleansed, opened, and filled. What I am about to do through you will not draw you away from me, to bring you closer to me. True glory does not make you arrogant, it makes you kneel deeper in gratitude. True elevation does not make you look down on others, it makes you become a gentle shelter for those who are weary. When I bring you out of the old land, I do not only change the circumstances around you, I also enlarge what is within you, so you can carry more love, more wisdom, and more compassion. From today, begin to walk as one being led into a season that has already been appointed. Guard your heart against haste, for not every bright door belongs to me. Guard your heart against delay, for not every fear is a warning. Ask me in every decision. Listen to me in every silence, and let my peace stand guard over your choices. When I tell you to go, go with humility. When I tell you to wait, wait with trust. When I tell you to release, release without resentment. When I open the way, do not turn back simply because you miss the familiarity of the old place. You have been prepared through more seasons than you realize, and the things that once seemed scattered throughout your life are actually being woven by me into a holy tapestry. My child, this new chapter is not a reward for perfection, but the response of grace to a heart that is still turned toward me amid many struggles. I saw you in the darkness, and I will also lift you in the light. I was with you when no one recognized you, and I will also be with you when the things I have placed within you begin to be revealed. Do not fear change, for I am the one who does not change, leading you through change. Do not fear leaving the old shore, for I am the water that carries you. Do not fear stepping into a new place, for before your feet arrive there, my presence is already there. Rise, my beloved, straighten the mantle of faith around you. Lift your eyes above the old limitations, and follow my call. The new land is waiting, not to swallow you, but to witness my glory, shining through you in a way that is gentle, pure, and full of power. My beloved child, sit down in peace and let every noise around you settle. For today, I do not come to you with a shaking that makes heaven and earth tremble, nor do I come with signs that overwhelm your eyes. I come in the tenderness of a very quiet reminder, like dew resting on a leaf at dawn, like a warm breath touching your hand in the cold. There are things I send to you that do not appear great, that do not draw the attention of the whole world, yet they carry a deep meaning meant specifically for you. This morning, I placed such a sign before you. It passed through your life in such an ordinary form that you did not recognize it. But within that ordinariness was my call, my protection, and my mercy trying to awaken you before you stepped further into a place you do not yet fully understand. Do not lower your head in guilt too quickly. My child, I do not bring this back to accuse you, nor do I point to your inattentiveness as though it were a sentence against you. I know your heart has been weary. I know your mind has been crowded with too many things. I know that sometimes you pass through a day without enough stillness in your heart to recognize the words I send in silence. I am not angry with you because you missed a sign. I come to reopen the inner eyes of your spirit by grace, to teach you how to discern small yet sacred movements, so that you may understand that I am still speaking, still leading, still placing bright stones along the road you walk. There are times when I do not stop you with a great wall, but with a very light touch within your heart. There are times when I do not call you with a voice resounding from the heavens, but through a clean uneasiness, a faint impression, a meeting that seems accidental, a small detail that makes you stop and think. Therefore, my child, do not despise what is small. In my eyes, no sign sent to you is meaningless. An unusual glance, an unguarded sentence, a silence that lasts longer than expected, a dream still lingering when you wake, a heaviness in your heart as the morning begins. All of these may become the bell I use to stir your watchfulness. You often want me to reveal myself through brilliant things, but many times I choose what is hidden, because I want you to learn to hear through closeness, not only through amazement. Those who belong to me do not recognize me only when the heavens open, but also when a whisper passes through an ordinary day. And today, I am teaching you to return to that sensitivity, not so that you live in suspicion, but so that you walk in clarity, tenderness, and peace. There is something I need you to hear with complete humility. In your life, there is someone very close, someone you love deeply, someone who has entered the intimate places of your heart. But that person is keeping a truth they have not yet been able to speak. I saw it before you recognized it. I saw the moments when they wanted to speak but swallowed the words back down. I saw their hand almost reaching out, then withdrawing because they feared hurting you, feared being misunderstood, feared losing their place in your heart. I do not say this so that you will immediately become suspicious, interrogate, or build a defensive wall. I say it so that you may prepare your heart with wisdom, so that you will not react from injury, nor allow sudden emotion to lead you into harsh words. The hidden truth does not necessarily come from evil intent. Many times it grows out of fear, weakness, an unhealed wound, or the lack of courage to face the light. My child, I know you love that person, and I also know that your love sometimes makes you see everything through the mist of hope. You want to believe the best, and that is precious. But the love I teach you is not blindness. True love knows compassion, but it also knows watchfulness. True love is patient, but it does not call darkness light. True love is not quick to condemn, but it also does not run away from the truth when I bring that truth before it. If I am gently drawing back the curtain, it is not to destroy the bond between you and that person, but to place everything in purity. What is built on secrecy for too long easily shakes when strong winds come, but what is brought before the light, even if it makes the heart tremble at first, has the chance to be healed, reordered, and renewed in truth and mercy. Remember the story of Samuel when he was still a child in the temple. The boy heard a call in the night, but at first he did not recognize that it was my voice. He ran to his teacher, thinking the call came from a human being, until he was guided to answer in a posture of listening. Do you see? Even the one I call may not understand the first sign immediately, but I do not give up. I call again, and again, until the child's ear learns to distinguish my voice in the quiet night. Today is the same. You missed a sign in the morning, but I have not withdrawn my love. I continue to call you with words that are gentler, clearer, and nearer. I do not want you to hear events only with your outer ears. I want you to recognize the way I am teaching you to mature in discernment. Just as Samuel learned to respond to the call in the night, you too are being taught to respond to my reminders in the midst of very ordinary things. Therefore, before you do anything, let your heart be anchored in me. Do not hurry to seek answers through haste. Do not turn a warning into an obsession. Do not allow your imagination to build stories that exhaust you. What I give you today is not fuel for burning up your peace, but a lamp to help you walk more carefully. Ask for softness in your words, clarity in your perception, and patience while you wait for truth to be revealed at the right time. There are things that, if dragged out by pressure, leave deeper cracks behind. But if they are invited to come forth in an atmosphere of love and sincerity, they can become the beginning of freedom. I will show you when to be silent, when to ask, when to listen, and when to keep distance, so your heart will not be swept into the spiral of fear. That person is carrying a burden you do not yet fully know. And I see both sides. I see you, with the purity of wanting to be loved in truth. I also see that person with broken pieces they have not yet dared to bring into the light. I do not stand on the side of concealment, but neither do I rejoice when people crush one another through haste. I am the one who loves truth, but truth in my hand always walks with grace. Therefore, when that matter gradually comes to light, ask me to keep your mouth from bitter words, your eyes from contempt, and your heart from conclusions made too soon. You may need to set boundaries. You may need to step back in order to see more clearly. You may need to forgive, or you may need time to heal. I do not force you to pretend that everything is fine. I only invite you to let me lead you through the truth without losing your peace. My beloved child, that morning sign was a small bell before a greater unveiling. I want you to be awake from now on, so that when what is hidden comes forth, you will not be struck down by surprise. I want you to stand in the light before darkness tries to confuse you. I want you to understand that nothing happens outside my sight. No secret is too deep for me to know, and no relationship is too complicated for me to guide you with wisdom. You do not need to fear the truth when I am the one walking with you in that truth. You do not need to hold on to anything through uncertainty, because whatever truly belongs to blessing will not be afraid of the light. Today, I place my hand upon your heart and say, return to sensitivity. Return to stillness. Return to the light in which you once walked. Do not let tomorrow pass like today if I send another sign. Pay closer attention to the quiet things I do around you. Let your heart be awake without being tense, open without being naive, loving without losing discernment. I will not let you enter this alone. I will teach you to read signs through peace, to hear what has not been spoken through wisdom, and to face the truth with a heart that is upheld. You are my child, and because you belong to me, I will not allow deception to have the final word. My light is drawing near, not to break you, but to protect you, heal you, and lead you into a freedom deeper than anything you have ever known. My beloved child, let your heart become still in this moment, for what I am about to say does not come from anger, nor from cold condemnation, but from the steadfast love of a father who has never stopped watching over you. I do not come to weigh down your shoulders with guilt, nor do I come to remind you of the times you stumbled as though they were a sentence that could never be erased. I come to call you back, to rekindle within you a light that was once hidden beneath weariness. error, and the false voices of the world. There were times when you thought I was silent, but in truth, I was still speaking to you through every gentle reminder, through every quiet space that made you wonder, through every holy uneasiness that appeared whenever you had gone too far from the path of peace. I do not let you wander without sending signs. I do not let you walk into darkness without placing a ray of light before you. And today, my word comes to you like a lamp in the deep night, not to shame you, but to help you recognize that the way home is still wide open. My child, there are roads that at first look very smooth, very attractive, very much like places where you might find relief for the weariness in your heart. They promise you quick joy, promise you the feeling of forgetting, promise you an escape from pressure and loneliness. But I, the one who sees the end of the road, from the moment you first place your foot upon it, know that behind that sweetness are traps woven with subtlety. Not everything that makes you happy for a moment leads you to life. Not every open door is a door I prepared. There are places you step into thinking you are looking for freedom. But the deeper you go, the more you find your heart bound. There are choices that begin as only a small compromise. Yet little by little they draw you away from my voice, away from the covering I have for you, away from the pure person I created you to be. I know you have told yourself many times that you are still in control, that you are only stopping for a moment at the edge of the cliff, and then you will turn back, that it is not serious enough to be concerned about. But my beloved child, the enemy never pulls you far away with one sudden yank that makes you recognize it immediately. It usually leads you through very small steps, through arguments that sound reasonable, through desires wrapped in harmless appearances, through whispers that make you doubt, my goodness. It does not begin with chains. It begins with an invitation. It does not show you the consequence from the start. It only shows you the sweet part of the cup, while hiding the bitterness at the bottom. That is why I warn you today, not because I want to take joy away from you, but because I want to save you from false pleasures that are quietly trading away the precious peace inside your heart. Do not think my love is only tenderness. My child, true love also knows how to warn, how to stop, how to build a fence around the one it loves so they will not rush into danger. When I say, stop, it is not the voice of one who wants to limit you, but the voice of a father who sees the abyss ahead. When I make your heart unable to remain at peace about something, it is not an annoyance, but grace knocking at the door. When I allow you to feel empty after the things that once fascinated you, it is not to drive you into despair, but so that you may realize those things are not enough to nourish the life within you. I want you to understand that there is an emptiness that cannot be filled by fleeting pleasures, a thirst that cannot be quenched by muddy waters, and a searching that can only rest when you return to me. Remember the story of the prodigal son, who thought freedom meant leaving his father's house, taking his portion, and going to a far country. At first, everything may have seemed bright, laughter ringing out, tables full, friends surrounding him, and he thought he had found real life. But when his wealth ran out, when the music fell silent, when those who had come for benefit disappeared one by one, he realized that distant place did not have love like the Father's house. His hunger was not only for food, but from the pain of losing the place where he belonged. Yet the most beautiful part was not the son's wandering, but the heart of the Father who still waited. When the son returned in rags and shame, the Father did not stand far away to list his faults, but ran to embrace him, restored his dignity, clothed him with a new robe, placed a ring on his hand, and opened a celebration. My beloved child, I am the same. I do not wait for you to return so I can humiliate you. I wait for you to return so I can heal, restore, and let you know that there is still room for you in my house. Therefore, if today you hear my voice, do not harden your heart. Do not let shame become a wall that keeps you from coming near me. Do not let the past tell you that you have gone too far, that you have made too many mistakes, that you are no longer worthy of being loved. I know every stretch of road you have walked, every place where you have stopped, everything you have hidden deep in your heart because you feared being seen. Yet I still call you my child. My love is not so fragile that it can be broken by your weakness. My grace does not run out just because you have stumbled many times. What I desire from you is not a performance of perfection, but an honest heart that knows how to turn back, knows that it needs to be led, and knows how to place its hand back into mine. Perhaps you are standing between two voices. One is the familiar voice of the things that once pulled you into old cycles. The other is my quiet call, not noisy, but persistent, not forceful, but full of loving power. The voice of temptation is often hurried, urging you to choose immediately, to satisfy yourself immediately, to forget the consequences. But my voice brings awareness, purity, peace, and a path that does not require you to lose yourself. Learn to recognize that difference. Whatever pulls you into darkness, makes you hide, draws you gradually away from prayer, away from uprightness, away from pure love, is not my gift. Whatever makes you softer, more humble, more peaceful, and more courageous to live in truth, there you will find my fingerprint. I do not ask you to return by your own strength. I know you have tried before and become weary. I know there are cords that are not easily cut by your determination alone. Therefore, let me enter the places you once locked tightly. Tell me the truth. Even when that truth trembles, give me the desires you cannot control, the wounds you have used in the wrong way to cover your pain, the habits you have hidden for too long, the doors you know must be closed, but have not yet had the courage to close. I will not despise you because you need help. On the contrary, when you open your heart, my power begins to work within you gently and deeply. I can change what you thought could not be changed. I can break the cycles of bondage that have clung to you for many seasons. I can cleanse waters that have become muddy and teach you again to love what is pure. Now turn your face away from dangerous paths before they lead you somewhere you do not want to go. Leave the tables where my presence is absent, no matter how dazzling they appear. Step out of connections that wear you down, habits that make you lose your peace, and thoughts that lead you into the dark places of despair and self-deception. You are not leaving those things to become poorer, you are leaving them to become freer. You are not returning to me to lose life. You are returning to find true life again. The joy that does not vanish when night falls. The peace that does not depend on human praise. And the steadiness that is not carried away by temporary desire. My beloved child, I am stretching out my arms before you. My light does not shine only so you can see your mistakes. It also shines so you can see the way back. Today's warning is the bell of mercy, the hand pulling you away from the edge of the abyss, the reminder that you are still loved, still called, and still preserved. Step toward me in the very condition you are in right now. Do not wait until you have fixed yourself perfectly before coming, for I am the one who will mend what has been broken, lift what is weak, and restore what you thought was lost. I will not abandon you to the enemy. I will not allow darkness to have the final word over your life. Return, my child. Let me embrace you, wash you clean with love, lead you out of the road of deception, and set your feet again upon the path of peace that I prepared long ago. I am still here, still calling your name, still loving you with an unchanging love, and still waiting for you to step into my arms.